Join me and my dad while we explore 6 rooms and boxes. The answer is game equipment and other fun things and places. Before we get started, hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Ding!
Well, thank you for that amazing introduction, Miraculous Girl. And thank you everyone for joining us here again on Exploring It All. So today we are going to part 5 of our Through the Looking Glass series. And today we are going to be dealing with the Victorinox Marlboro Unlimited Series Outdoorsman. Now, I don't know exactly how many knives were featured in the Marlboro Unlimited editions. It was maybe 4 or 5. I know that there is the Trail Guide, there's the Outdoorsman, there's a Spartan, and I know there was one called the Troubleshooter that I have. I'm not sure if there's a few more that may feature the Unlimited logo on it. These 3 knives are all the same, although I have a couple of extra items in a couple of these. And there's kind of a reason why I have 3 of them. Obviously, some are in a little bit better shape, as you can tell with the logos, than the others. And I actually carry these knives, even though these are no longer available. There is also, I should clarify, there is another Outdoorsman model out there that I will review sometime here in the future that features a couple of different blades, and it's different than this particular one. Now, why do I have 3? Well, this one here is the knife that, and I'm going to insert some pictures. This is the knife that we used to clean Miraculous Girl's first golden trout caught in the Sierra National Forest. So I tagged it with that information, and I am setting it aside. I don't carry it. To me, it's a historical thing. Anyway, so yes, and I will insert some pictures of that particular event when we were fishing for that. And now I'm going to set this one aside. As I said, all of these models are the same. Now, in research... Okay, reel it in. Over there, take it over there. Searching these knives, and here's a better look at the logo on that. I could not find a production year that they made these, but I'm thinking based off my research, it was between 1991 and 1992. One of the first things that I wanted to show you before I start on these back scale tools is the keyring is part of the back springs. It's in the spring layer. It's a thicker key ring. It is not part of the liner. And this is something that started in 1991 as well. Let's get going and take a look. Like I said, I've added a couple items to these. To my knowledge, these did not come with the mini screwdriver, or all the ones I got, which all of mine I did purchase off of eBay. I did not get any of these through the Marlboro plan, and I'll talk about what some of these little specialty items in these are as well, and we'll kind of date this. So as normal, I start with the scale tools, and our normal scale tools are the tweezers, and see there, our tweezers, our standard Victorinox tweezers. These tweezers here have been running since 1978 with no changes prior to that. They had some different tips on the heads. Then we have the toothpick. Now I'm going to show you another toothpick here or not toothpick, but another item in here in this particular one. And as you can see, this one has a cracked scale. I didn't even realize that. This here is a little mini ferrule rod from a company called Firefly that I've replaced a toothpick in that particular one. These are models I actually carry and use. Now, next up, now these did not come with the mini screwdriver. This one I just have the tinder in, but this one has the ferrule rod, and then right here, this item here, you break it up, and it is some wax tinder, and there's some material threads and stuff in here, and you break that up, and it's a fire starting tinder, and it fits right there in our corkscrew. In this one, which has our toothpick, we have a little mini ferrule rod, and then also a smaller piece of tinder. Now, these are inserted into the corkscrew, and this is the 4-turn corkscrew with no fluting on it. Our 4-turn corkscrew, and they call it the solid corkscrew. And this started in 1991. The 4-turn corkscrew started in 1991. So we'll put my little fire starter emergency thing back in here. And this handle on this one just happens to be orange. They actually come in different colors. And again, that's from a company called Fire Ant, I believe. And I'll try and look it up here. I think I got it from a company, turtlesomething.com. So I'll look that up and put that at the bottom of the screen or in the comment section here. So next up on our back scale tools, we have the precision screwdriver. Now, there was a couple of changes in this, and this particular one is from 1985 to current. I'm getting a weird glare here. There we go. From 1985, it has a different shape. It was a little straighter, and I think the tip was bigger on the older one. So next up, we have the Parcel Hook. You know, the Parcel Hook has a lot of items, things. I use it as a pot lifter when we're out camping and whatnot. It's also one of the only tools that goes back further, so you can use this to kind of prop things up or whatever, like a phone or something like that. So that's the Parcel Hook. The Parcel Hook, again, started in 1991. Next up, we have our awl with a sewing eye. Let's see, awl, sometimes they call it a leather punch with the sewing eye. And this particular one has run since 1985. Prior to 1985, it didn't have the hole. And there's also been some variations with some different shapes and stuff. So now, going to our main tool sets, and we'll go ahead and start in the back with our main tool sets here in the back, although I'm going to skip over the final item here. You have your can opener, and this is the most recent edition of the can opener. It has the micro screwdriver, and this particular version has been running since it says 98 on the Sam's Tools site. So you got a can opener, and I really like this can opener. I use it on the same model, my Ranger grip, in my kitchen regularly. So next we have our cap lifter, and then it has your standard slotted screwdriver, and this is called a wire bender, and it actually works as a wire stripper. It's actually coarse in here. And this particular one has the 90-degree stop, which this has been the standard cap lifter since 1985. And again, this is just the research. If you have some different information on it, share it with us, because there's always corrections to be made on some of these things. So next up, we have the main blade. And based off the tank stamps, and I had to look really close on these because it seems like the cross is almost touching in there, which is the main difference on this in the logo here. And this tang stamp, and all three of these were the same, is the 86 to 92 tang stamp. So that really puts this knife. Some items started in 91, and then you have like the Parcel Hook, and then you have the tang stamp that ended in 92. And so that, that really puts you in that 91, 92 time frame as far as a date on production of these. I suppose if I had one that had a 93 on up tang stamp, then that might change, but I have three, and they all have the same tang stamp as best I can tell. Anyway, so here's our small blade, which is the replacement to the clip point blade. So that was changed out in 1973, and this has been the standard small blade. There's no markings on the small blade, and I don't think there's been any changes to it that I am aware of. So that's your small blade. Next up, you have the saw. Now, this particular saw, I think, has been in line since 1970. I know that there's been some changes to the saw. The angles of the teeth, I think, is one of the main changes, and there could be some changes in the finish, but I couldn't find any information to specifically on those dates. But so primarily the saw has pretty much been the same since about 1973. I really like the Swiss Army knife saw. It works really well. It's really aggressive. It was one of my favorite tools as a Boy Scout and whatnot. So anyway, there's that. So next up for our outdoorsmen, we have the fish scaler ruler. Our fish scaler has a kind of slanted, beveled edge here, and this is not sharp. It's designed to just quickly kind of scrape off the exterior scales on your fish and stuff when you've been out fishing. You have a ruler, and this ruler goes up to 3 inches, and there's actually a 3 right there. You can see it. It goes up to 3 inches total, and I'm going to quickly measure this here on my mat, and it is 3 inches right to the tip, to the edge here, is 3 inches on that. And then on the other side here, you have your centimeters, and I guess you would half millimeters by 5s, I guess. You have your centimeter ruler, and then you have your hook remover, a hook degorger, however you want to refer to it. And some of these were magnetic. Now, this particular one started around 85, 86. None of mine were magnetic. Prior to 85, I guess, is when they were still magnetizing the tip of that. And there are also some Phillips screwdrivers that are magnetized in the series as well. So next up, you have your scissors. Everyone's got to love your Victorinox Swiss Army knife scissors, right? All right, so this one is the, I got it listed between 92 and 2000. You have the rivet and not the screw, and it's a double spring, and then in the back of the handle here, you had the groove guide right up in here for the scissors. And like I said, I have it listed as 92 to 2000. So on to the main event for our Through the Looking Glass series is this one special tool set here. Now, first up, you have the long version of the Phillips, Inline Phillips screwdriver. It's got the 90-degree stop. It's non-magnetic. This was introduced the same time as the Magnifying Glass, which was 1973, to be put in opposite of that. So you don't have, to my knowledge, probably a special mod, any that have the Phillips here and here. So this is kind of unique in the sense of a lot of the other ones have an opposite tool set with the Phillips back here. You wouldn't need it on this one because it has the Phillips over here in the Inline. So next up, we have the magnifying glass. Now this one has the gray housing, and the gray housing means it is an 8 times magnification magnifying glass. And I did a demo, and I'll probably insert it in this video as well, where I started a fire with some char cloth with an 8 times magnifying glass. Alright guys, so here's what we're going to do today. I have been doing this through the Looking Glass series, where we've been looking at the Victorinox Swiss Army knives with the magnifying glass. I have here the Explorer, and this is one of the older 8 times magnification magnifying glasses. I have a piece of char cloth that I actually made in a small tin with some old, I think I used blue jeans. And then I have some jute twine. It's not waxed or anything, just regular jute from this. Now, what I'm going to do here, and then I have this Uberleben triangle here, wood thing that I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the magnifying glass to get this, an ember going on this char cloth. I have to excuse the ants here. And then transfer that into this jute twine, and then set our little thing on fire here. So I may speed up if it takes too terribly long to get this going, but I don't think it will. So we'll just get this going here on the edge. You just want to get your center here down. I already see a piece glowing. It's already starting. Now, this is obviously ideal conditions. I'm here in Central California. It's about 75 degrees outside. It's not excessively hot. It appears that this is already kind of going. It's a nice ember in there. There we go. See if this little piece of that jute went up really fast. See if we get our little Uberleben triangle going here. There we go. I thought that was just cool. So I'll probably be using this clip in a few of our videos. You know, I don't know how people could survive in the woods without this for the last 30 years. Actually, this Swiss Army knife is over 30 years old. You'll have to excuse all of the background noise as this burns. As I said, I'm here in the wild suburbans of California for a little bit longer anyway. So, I don't know how long this video ran, and I'm going to insert this in. I may trim it down a little bit, or may have trimmed it down a little bit. We'll see. I don't really think it took that long, though. Maybe less than a couple of minutes, really. But anyway, there you go. Starting a fire with a Swiss Army knife. In the future, I'm going to revisit that particular test and see if I can do it with the 6x glass as well. I think I should be able to do that. So anyways, so that is a look at our magnifying at the Marlboro Unlimited Victorinox Outdoorsman. Like I said, I happen to have 3 of these models, and the whole reason being that I like this model. It's one I carry. Obviously, I've got my little fire starters in there when we go backpacking and whatnot. This is one of the tools that I take with me. I also take it fishing. I utilize this one fishing. There's that one in it. A couple others. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and remember, be nice to each other.